Pros and cons of selling FSBO. If you're not in the real estate world, you might not know what FSBO means, and that's okay. FSBO is an acronym meaning for sale by owner, and it obviously means when an owner sells their home without an agent representing them. There are pros and cons to this strategy, so let me explain some of them in a completely unbiased way. Just the facts from here on out. Let's start with the pros. The first and most obvious pro is the cost savings. When selling a home with an agent, you can typically expect to pay 5 to 6% in commissions, 3% to your listing agent, and 3% to the buyer's agent. But when you sell FSBO, you'll only be responsible for the buyer's agent commission, assuming you're selling to someone who is represented by an agent. This can significantly reduce what you owe in commissions come closing time. Another pro is that you'll have complete control over the sale. Essentially, the buck starts and stops with you. You'll have total control over the listing price, what improvements you make, and who you show it to. Now, to be honest, for pros, that's a pretty short list. Most sellers just want to save money when selling on their own, and the fact that they control every aspect of the process can be seen as a bonus in the beginning, but not so much as the process unfolds. So, let's talk about some cons. The first and most obvious con is a lack of pricing strategy. Because public access to market data is limited, homeowners have no clear way of knowing which homes are or aren't selling. And because closing prices are not required to be publicly disclosed, there's no precise way to compare one home value to another. If you underprice your home, you could be losing more than the commissions you'd pay to a real estate agent who represents you. If you overprice, it just won't sell. Another con is a lack of real estate knowledge. In any given real estate transaction, there can be upwards of 200 plus steps in the process. And all along the way, there are legal terms, acronyms, and other types of jargon can be very overwhelming, especially for inexperienced sellers. Escrow, contingencies, title. You'll need to know it all. And if you miss an important step or forget to sign a legal document, it can cost you thousands. And finally, my last con on this list is the complete control you'll have. I know I listed that as a pro above, but most sellers come to realize that is actually a con after they start. You are responsible for every single step of the process, and it takes a serious amount of time. Most people come to realize that the list of to-dos is dizzyingly long, and it can almost feel like a full-time job once you get into it. And that's because it is. Real estate transactions deal with huge sums of money and can often be messy and complicated. I've been doing real estate for 8 years now, and I can promise you that selling your house is indeed a full-time job. If you're up to the task, more power to you. If you'd like help, message me here on Facebook and let's chat about your home's value.